No long intro, folks. In today's video, we'll be talking about conquering the rainy days. Yes, you heard me right. It's been raining a lot in Florida lately. Since June it's been pouring. But we're not talking about literal rain though. We're talking about tough times. So, not actual rain. And I'm sure a lot of you already know what it feels like to be going through it, especially if you're a trader. I'm sure you guys are very, very familiar with having multiple rainy days, if not weeks and months and years of rainy days. So, to begin, we'll take a look at an idea from the Arabs. They have this quote or this saying, it's more like a proverb. It says, "The nature of the rain is the same, but it makes thorns grow in the marshes and flowers in the gardens." Now you really have to ask yourself now after reading something like this, what am I? Am I a marsh or am I a garden? Because that is going to dictate what actually happens when you go through tough times. And that's one of the things I try to live by on a weekly basis. That's why I'm recording this video at 5 in the morning on a Saturday, reflecting on what happened this week, trying to learn from the mistakes and enhance the goods I did. I want to be a garden. Now, what do you want to be? I'm pretty sure it's probably a garden too. So now that's why our perspectives constantly have to be changing because our perspective drives our performance and the things we do. So how you see the thing is really how you're going to act. So for me making a mistake this week or me over leveraging or me not trading enough or me hesitating, all these things I constantly have to reflect on and make changes if I'm really the garden I say I am and I want to grow flowers, as in get big P&Ls, get funded with all the prop firms. Don't do I'm not gonna do the interviews and stuff like that. But doing all the things that you guys want to do as well, I really have to transform and really see things differently. And that's why I think this quote is actually very fitting for today. And we'll actually take a look at another idea from our all-time favorite, Marcus Aurelius. He says, "See things for what they are, analyzing into the material, cause, and reference." And now that is, to me, talking about just breaking it down, breaking all of it down. Like yesterday, for example, traded the silver bullet, wanted to see sell side. Posted on the Telegram, wanted to see sell side. Went lower, left the fair value gap, saw my model, took the trade, stopped me out, went higher for a little bit, and then sink lower again. And it's easy for me to say, okay, I screwed up. I could get frustrated and say all kinds of nonsense. But when I really see them for what they are, it was a probability loss. I've seen these I've seen these trades happen in my back test. I've seen it in my forward testing. I see the cause and I can see the reference. I can look in the past. It happens. Get over yourself. Now, it's never an easy thing to have a losing trade, to put so much effort into your craft, and to still have to account for probability losses. And that's why nowadays I use a trade manager like Magic Keys, which it really allows me to stick to a percentage. So, regardless of how big or small my stop is, I'm still risking the same amount on every trade. So, that really kind of evens out the playing field. But that's the idea. When you're doing your daily review, your weekly review, how are you seeing your performance? Are you mad and upset at yourself? Negative self-talk? Because you're pretty much growing thorns. Those hard times, they're not gonna benefit you. If anything, you're probably gonna drown in in that marsh and be full of thorns, full of bad experiences. So I urge you all, change your perspective because perspective drives performance. I think Iggy Johnson said that. He's pretty big on Instagram or something back in the day. So here are the two trades I took this week. First half of the week, barely executed, and when I did execute, it was nothing really big. But on Thursday, we had a choppy market, very tricky, but I still wanted to throw my hat in there. And of course, as a result, I got this. Now, I did see my model and I didn't risk a whole lot. I was okay with that trade. And Friday, same thing. Although Friday had way better price action, I should have risked more on Friday, but now looking, I'm like, all right. I'm glad I didn't really put any more risk onto this. But the idea remains the same. On Wednesday, after trading, I figured, man, I should have taken these past 2 days and actually trade live. Because the markets gave me good opportunities, but I was sitting on my hands. Didn't really want to do much because I believe there was CPI. So I didn't want to trade live. And of course, when you don't trade live, you have positive P&Ls. And on Wednesday, I had a call with a buddy of mine, Rashid Abdullah. So he owns Profit X. So he has a pretty big community. And we were talking. I told him typically whenever I don't execute on my good ideas, at the end of the week, nothing good can happen. And lo and behold, here, I dropped a bag. And that speaks a lot to my self talk. Maybe I spoke it into existence, maybe not, but it really doesn't matter because these are probability losses. As long as I'm not going out of my way trading stuff I'm not supposed to be trading, sticking to the model, I'm okay with having these losses. And I journaled them, I have the screenshots. Trust me, you're never really gonna forget some of these trades. I mean, at least if you're looking to learn, if you actually are a garden. Some people, they take a loss. They don't have no screenshots of it. They don't even know how much they really lost. They have no recollection of the actual trade. And that's how you end up in that loop cycle where you're constantly making the same mistakes over and over again. But yet, we expect different results. So we're crazy, we're insane. I've seen people do it, seen buddies of mine do it. So I don't want to be that same guy doing the same stuff over and over again, even though all they got me was losing trades. But with this, I have the screenshot. I understand why it worked, why it didn't work. And I actually know why these two trades were losers. I identified the two, I suppose, traits or things they had in common. Now I isolate them. Now there's something I'm going to be working on my daily report card next week. So every day after the trading session, analyze how did I do in this department? Was I patient enough? Did I go through my routine? Did I follow my model? Did I trade only from my playbook? Did I size properly? All these things, and making sure I go through the whole process. That way, there are no stones unturned. So, with all that being said, folks, that was simply a piece of my mind for this early Saturday on how to conquer rainy days. And the way you do it, change your perspective. Because perspective drives performance. How you see it is how it really is. If you look at it as a learning experience, then it's a learning experience. If you look at it, oh man, I'm so unlucky, nothing works out for me, I can never do this, then guess what, buddy? You already know. So just keep in mind performance or perspective drives performance. And of course, like we said it again, the nature of the rain is the same. That does not change. But it makes thorns grow in the marshes, in flowers, in the gardens. With all that being said, folks, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I certainly hope you found this video insightful. So keep going on, keep moving forward, never stop, never look back, and hopefully we'll see each other at the top one day.